Welcome to Titans for Life. My name is James, also known as Big Sportsman on YouTube. You'll see me in the chat sometimes on as either Big Sportsman or Titans for Life. Thank you for joining today. This channel, of course, is dedicated to Tennessee Titans fans. I ask only one thing on my channel, that you be nice to one another. If you're a fan of another team, that's okay. Comment down below, because the Titans have to have somebody to beat when they go out there and play. I mean, it's just it is what it is. I'm just joking, but no. But comment and talk down below about your team if you want, and maybe I can discuss it on a future episode of the Titans and Titans for Life. I want to give a big shout out to Titans Rossi, Titan Upload Network, Lee Hillis at the 615 Podcast, Titans in Truth, and Titans Anderson. They are the ones that inspired me to do this kind of stuff, to do this kind of channel on YouTube. I love football. I love the Titans. And like I said, it's Titans for Life. Also want to give a huge shout out to my family. They've been really supportive of me doing this, and really my wife James, have you done a video today? You need to do video. You need to do a video, and just keeps doing it and keep me on point. You know what I'm saying? And with all that being said, it's time to keep it real. Keeping it real today is that other media outlets have been covering what we've been covering for weeks now, talking about, the King Henry. When is he coming back? When's Derrick going to be back on the field? Derrick Henry is, the last comment officially from the team was that he was still rehabbing. My understanding from my sources is that he either is medically cleared or is about to be medically cleared. It was unclear which one it was. So, and I really didn't want to press, because, when I get sources, they're not really just sources to me. The reason why I'm not credentialed and not part of media, quote unquote credentialed media, is because, these folks are my friends, and I talk to them, and I like to talk to them, and we discuss. Only about 1% of our conversation goes on about football most times about how they're doing, what's going on in their life, those types of things. It's really less about football, and occasionally they'll accidentally let slip out something. Now, if it's going to endanger them and their well-being and them being able to take care of their family, you won't hear me talk about it. You will never hear me talk about it if I thought that they were that they had inside information that was going to get back to them and blow back on them and their family, because they got to feed their family too. So that's the reason why. As media, I have a duty to report what I know to my audience. As not media, not credential media, I don't have that responsibility. Therefore, I won't report it unless I'm pretty sure, or not just pretty sure, unless I'm 100% sure that it's not going to blow back on my sources. Now, my sources are telling me that that the staff is really trying to figure out and walk through this process. They're trying to say, okay, he can return on such day. We can do this. But one of the things that you really don't want as a staff is you don't want people to have time to go out and prepare as much for someone like Derrick Henry. You want to give them as little time as possible to prepare for his return, because if he has if they have such a small time to prepare for him, then they have other things that they have to cover. They're more likely to cover those things. So, this is the difference between being a fan and wanting to know, and being a coach and saying, okay, I want my opponent to have as little time as humanly possible to deal with this. I don't want them to even think about it if possible. That's why you see some of the better teams out there, like New England, like Tennessee, like Buffalo, especially, those teams like that. You don't hear them talk at all about injuries. The player is not with us right now. He's not doing things. He's that type of stuff. You'll hear very vague, non-committal, non-answer answers, and that's by design. It's just so that another team doesn't get an edge that you don't want them to have. When it comes to Derrick Henry, how do I put this? The best way to put it, I think, is the king may not be on the throne right now. but he sure is in that castle. He's in that castle right now, and he's getting ready. He's working it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's where he is. I mean, he's in that castle. He's walking toward that throne room. Them doors gonna open. He gonna walk in. He gonna sit on that throne, and oh man, the things that he gonna do. Now that's where we are. We are at any moment he could be called up. In fact, by the time I post this video, he could have been called up by then. We have no idea. At this point, it is a staff issue when they're going to call him up from injured reserve. It is their determination. Medically, he should be fine. Sometime either now or sometime this week is when he's expected to be cleared. Like I said, once again, that is from a source. That's from a couple of sources that have told me that, but they were unsure which one it was. So that's where we are. He's doing a lot of workouts. He's doing real workouts now. He's doing a lot of things. He's putting a lot of pressure on that foot. He's getting ready for that, making cuts, going out there, doing some things, not with the team because he's not allowed to be with the team, but with training staff and staff like that so that he can, so that they can clear him medically and get him ready to play. There's a difference between medically capable of going out on the field and being cleared to play. That those are two different things, right? The doctor may say he's fine, he's good to go, and then he gets out there, and then the medical staff in a football context will have to say, okay, he's able to defend himself, he's able to make those cuts, he's able to make these things, so we can, he's medically cleared for football activities. Those are two different things, and people have to keep in mind that those things are often kind of fused together in media because they don't have time to explain the nuances of those two things. So he's on there, he's ready to go from a physical medical standpoint. Now, from a football medical standpoint, it's a different story. He may not be ready to go. And even when he does come back, if he does come back the final week or even this week, if he comes back, don't look for him to play this week. Look for the last week of when he may be on a very light pitch count, as so to speak, carry count. He may be out there just to run a few little things. And this is things that I've been saying for weeks upon weeks now. I know it's been at least a month since I've started talking about this and the progression of how this is going to work and when he's going to be coming back and how those things are going to happen. So in a future episode, hopefully I'm going to get that recorded today too. I'm going to talk a little bit about Dillon Radunz and how he did this last game against the 49ers. And I'm going to talk about Zach Cunningham. And just to be honest with you, before you even watch it, I'm so confused about Zach Cunningham. You have no idea. I've had discussion upon discussion with different people who know a lot about football and people who know nothing about football. And because he confused me so much about what I've seen in the sample size of one. So we'll talk about that. And also look for me this week on Titans Rossi's channel. We're going to be talking on Thursday. I believe it's Thursday at 7 Central. So watch for me on there. I'm going to be on there and we're going to be discussing, I'm sure, a lot of these things right here. So let me be honest. Let me be 100% honest with you. There are some things about Zach Cunningham and Dillon Radunz I'm still kind of questioning. I'm just kind of looking, going, what? But I always did say Dillon Radunz was a true left tackle. He is a tackle. He is not a guard, and it was a mistake for the Titans that asked him to play right guard. That is not where his natural position is. That is not what he's played for years and years and years. He is a left tackle, and he played that left tackle position he played it like he was playing a Stradivarius. Just it was beautiful, just absolutely beautiful how he played. He made some mistakes. Remember, he's a rookie. He's going to make some of those mistakes. He made some mistakes. So we'll talk about that a little later. And I just want you to, if you like this content and things like that, and the things that I talk about and how I get the information weeks upon weeks earlier than everyone else, or Titans Rossi gets it weeks upon weeks, go visit his channel, visit my channel, like and subscribe down below, and hit that ding-a-ling-a-ling, that bell icon, so that you get updates when I post new stuff. And remember, always keep it real.